Hey, I just want to show you some of the new changes that they just put out this month for Google Classroom, and there is now a Google Meet link that's integrated, and it's going to really help to make things very smooth with your students. So I'm going to show you how to use it. So we're going to go into the teacher class, and in order to turn that on, you need to go over to the settings. So I'm clicking on that, and I'm scrolling down to the general. So there's this new area that we didn't see before, and it says now Classroom supports Meet, which is very exciting. So we have to generate the Meet link, and this is going to be specific to our class, and we are making it so right now this is visible to students, and what that means is when that's turned on, let me hit the Save button. So now all of a sudden it's going to show up here, the Meet link, and this is the student account, and you can see the Meet link is right up there. And the students can try and click into it, but it's not going to work until you as the teacher go in. If you have any co-teachers in your classroom, so in your classroom, if there's anyone else that's also teaching the class, then they could start the meeting as well, but no children can come, no students can come until you go in. If you didn't want the link to be visible, you could go back into settings and you can still have that Meet link, but you can make it not visible to students. The other option that you can do is there is a drop down here where you can copy the link and you can put it in posts and things of that sort. So if you don't want to make it visible here, but you'd like to have it inside your Google Classroom, you can copy the link and do it that way. And you can also reset it and get a new link generated. So if you hit reset, it's going to give a new link. The old link wouldn't work anymore. So if I hit the save, so anytime you make changes to the settings, you have to save. And it turns blue so that you know that you didn't save yet. So now you can see that this is not here, but that link is still available and it would still work. So my link, you can see, is still down here. So you don't need to show it to the students, but you could put it out there and there'd just be a little bit of instruction involved and say, hey, there's this new feature. Or you can go and you can copy the link and you can use it as you have before. So in my classroom, let me close the settings here. I used to have the Meet links at the top, Google Meet link. And so now if I wanted to reset the link that I had before, I could just edit this post and I can delete the old link out and I can add in my new link and just hit paste. And that's going to show the new link. And I would just hit save. And so that's that new link that has that protection, that added layer of protection in there that wasn't available before unless I did my Meets a different way. So it's very convenient. And there is a way to put it in Google Calendar as well, which I'll show you next. So as you know, we love everything Google because it integrates really nicely. We can click on the little waffle and we can go to all the apps we like to use. But the cool thing about within Google Meet, they have this link right here to take us right into Google Calendar. And you can see right here, this also says Meet right here because I actually turned on, so I went back in and I turned on the Google Meet so that it is visible from my stream. So I'm going to go back here so you can see my Google Meet is visible. And when I do that, when I go to the classwork page, then there's a link right here. So let's take a peek at what the student sees. So I have the Meet link out here and then I go to classwork and it put the Meet link right up here at the top too. So I think that that's probably going to be the easiest way. But I do know that some people had things integrated in their calendar. They've taught their students how to use Google Calendar and they want to integrate the same code. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing that I need to do is I can go right to Google Calendar from here. And then I need to go to the day that I want to have. So my class is meeting on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and there's 2 different times that I'm meeting. So I want to update my link because when I click in here, I already have this integrated and it's not the same link because I had done this before Google made their change. So I'm going to show you there's 2 different ways you can do it. So both ways you need to edit. So we'd go into the edit event. So one way would be for us to just delete this Hangout Meet totally, and then add the Google Meet down at the bottom. So I can just type Meet link, and I don't even need to worry about making it, I could make the link look really nice, but I can just paste the link out there so people can tell immediately upon looking that it's a link. So in order to do that, I would just go back into my settings and I would go down to the Meet link and I would copy it, and then I'll go right into my calendar and I can paste it. And then I can just save it. Now this is really cool. if it's a recurring event, so something that you've said is going to happen multiple times, so mine's going to meet weekly on Wednesdays, I can do this event and the following events, which would change the information for today's and all the future ones. All events changes the past events too, which I don't pick that one usually because it's already happened, so I don't want to change my data. So I could say this and the following events, and I could click OK. And so now that's updated, so you can see that the Meet link is going to show up like that instead of with the icon and integrated through the calendar. So the other way, so option number 2, so I think that's the easiest way. The other way is if I went and I edited this event, then I would be able to make some changes in a different way. So if I click on this down arrow here, you can see that the meeting ID is listed here, and you can see when I mouse over it that there is that little edit icon that came up. So I can click on this and it wants me to do the 10-letter code from an existing meeting. So the tricky part for that is I need to open up the meeting. So I'm going to actually get out of this, and I'm going to click right on my Meet link. And then I'm going to hit the join now. So this code is what they're going to use to get in. And you can see that if we look at my link, let me go in here so you can sort of see where that's coming from. See this right here? This is like the passcode that was generated automatically. And this means that only people in my organization, because it's a code, can get in. So anyone that's outside of my domain can't get in, and that's going to be a way for me to ensure that my students are coming in with their school Google login, and so they're going to know that I can see their name and that I know that it's them. So a lot of times what we're having now is some students trying to get in a different way. So, I mean, they're bored, they're at home, and they're like, hey, they're not going to figure out that it's me, and they're going to just do some silly things. So to prevent that, we're going to make everyone go in using this particular code. But the trick is, if I click back here, this right here is actually the meeting link. So you could see when we were in the calendar that it was 3 letters, dash, and then there was 4 letters, and then there was a dash, and then there was 3 more. This is the code we want. So if you look up here in the address bar, after the backslash, I'm going to get all of this up through before that question mark. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy it. Oops, I did not copy. I pasted. That was not what I wanted. All right, so I'm going to do a Control-C to copy, or I can just go Edit Copy. And then I'm going to go into my calendar and I'm going to do Control-V to paste, or Edit Paste. And then it gave me the check mark here because it knows that it's existing meeting, and then I can click Save. And I'm going to do it for this one and the following events and hit OK. Now, I love Google Calendar, but I wouldn't bother doing this with the links. I would just turn my link on and I would make it visible to the student. So I think that's easiest. If I'm a student, I can just click here. I can see the Meet link is here. I can also see the Meet link is up here. So I think that's the easiest way personally, but I know a lot of people like to have it integrated with the calendar. And if that's the case, then definitely you can do the calendar piece if you'd like. So whatever you find easiest is the right answer for you. If you have any questions, let me know.